They have a place in my heart, forever a place in my heart.
Yeah.
I love them both. I love them both in a very metrosexual way, but I love them both. Welcome to another episode from Takedowns to Breakdowns with A&P. And A&P spent several days in Atlanta for ProgPower USA 22. Now, they already announced some bands for ProgPower USA 23. Actually, day 2, day 3, and day 4 fully announced. They already 2 bands for day 1. But before we talk a little bit about that, let's give you guys a little bit of a review of what ProgPower this year was all about. If you were there, maybe you'll enjoy our thoughts about the festival. And if you were not there, maybe you're wondering about what the festival is all about. Maybe you're planning on going to the festival next year or in the following year, and you want to have a little bit more information. Well,
maybe I was going to say, maybe you're not even thinking about the festival, but after we tell you what we tell you, you'll start thinking about the festival.
You can also go check out our channel, our YouTube channel, because we're going to have vlogs there this week now. We're going to have a lot of vlogs and interviews that we did while we were there. But this is just an overall perspective of what the festival was all about. First of all, I got to say, the security there was outstanding. I really like the security guards in general. Very respectful, very friendly, thinking of you as a consumer, as a customer, and treating you as such. It's not always the case, at least not for my personal experience with security. Most of the time, they're very standoffish and even rude sometimes to a certain point.
They also had metal detectors there, so I feel like...
Oh, that made them feel a little bit more laid back?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the metal detector takes half of the pat down away from the security.
I wasn't pat down a single time.
Exactly,
because that's why there's the metal detector.
That's why there's the metal detector.
But overall, they were friendly. They were nice. They were smiling. Like, I mean, they didn't look like they didn't enjoy the time that they spent there. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it feels like, I have to be here. Whatever.
No,
they look like they were having a great time.
Yeah,
they look like they were having a great time. The bar staff.
Ooh.
We're not worthy.
Yeah.
We're not worthy. We don't know the names of the people working the bar, but there was 2 dudes with luscious beards.
Beautiful beards.
Beautiful beards. I don't know their names. If anybody watching this and knows their names, please send them our best regards. And if you have their home addresses, DM them to me. I want to send these guys a Christmas card every year if that's what they celebrate. If that's not what they're celebrating, I'll send them a New Year's Eve card or New Year's Day card. Whatever. Outstanding. The whole staff was outstanding, but specifically these 2 bearded dudes, they have a place in my heart, forever a place in my heart. Yeah. I love them both. I love them both in a very metrosexual way, but I love them both. Just great. Always with a smile. Once again, very customer driven and focused.
I know, they already knew what you wanted after one day.
Dude, there was like 1,500 people in that venue every day. How the fuck do they know exactly what I'm having? After one day. After one day, they knew exactly what... I didn't even have to ask. I just had to approach the bar.
You already had...
And they're already pouring it for me. Like, outstanding. But super friendly, nice, still striking a conversation. Like I said, my experiences here in Toronto, when I go to a show, the people at the bar... Like, they only smile to you when they see that you're tipping. Up until that point, it feels like they're doing you a favor. Similar to the security. So, I was blown away. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, they were really nice. Everyone at the bar was very nice, but those 2 guys...
They get a special shout-out.
Yeah.
They get a special shout-out. Now, the overall staff of ProgPower, kudos to everybody. Kudos to everybody, from the photographers to the people working the stage, to the people organizing the festival, Milton, Glenn, everybody behind the scenes that their names are not necessarily known to the wide public, but play a huge role in what happens on every single day. We were approached by, a bunch. I was going to say dozen, but I don't know how many people we got approached by. But, like, it was a lot of people that work there that have a role to play, either setting up the stage or the catering or the passes, the access. I never was confronted by somebody who had an upset look, that didn't feel like they were having a good time, that looked like I was annoying them by asking questions.
If anything, they were checking if you were having a good time.
Yeah, their only concern was, were we having a good time?
Yeah, exactly.
I was blown away by that kind of spirit, but because you have to understand, this is a 4-day festival, sold out, lots of people going through the doors. There's always an issue here and there. I mean, by day 4, you kind of you're having a good time, but you've kind of had enough too, because you're not sleeping a lot. You want to make sure everything goes. So to see these people always having the same approach as day 1, as in day 4, it's really commendable for everything that they do in this. And this not just to us, the service that they provide to everybody attending. That's why people keep going on a regular basis, because they feel really welcome there. So shout out to all of them. All of them. Now, I think we covered everybody that works at the building.
Yeah.
All right. So bands. Give me a couple of bands that really first of all, we only saw 2 bands play full sets.
Yeah.
Ad Infinitum and Green Carnation. That's the only bands that I saw from start of their set to the end of their set, because we were so busy, filming, interviewing, sometimes just hanging out. But we were busy doing shit around the venue and backstage. We didn't have time to really sit. Sometimes we would sit down
for full sets. Like we did see actually most sets.
We saw every set. I didn't miss any set.
We didn't miss any
I think the shortest set that I watched was maybe 2 songs. Though I think there was one band we watched 1 song, because we sat down. I remember we walked all the way up to the seats. We sat down. The song was finishing, and I got a message saying for me to meet somebody for an interview. So we sat down, watched 4 minutes of the song. The song was just finishing, and we got up and we left. The people around us must thought what the fuck? These guys are idiots or something?
No,
they just sat down.
We were doing that the entire
time.
Entire time.
Oh, and they saw us with the gear and everything.
Exactly.
I'm sure they figure it out. But anyways, so we didn't see full sets outside of those 2 bands. But having said that,
we saw enough.
So what's your take? Who's sticking in your mind as far as great performances?
Definitely Myrath.
That was the closer on day 4.
That was the closer on day 4, and that was one where we missed 2 songs from them for an interview, but we got
2 interviews actually.
It was 2 interviews, yeah, but we missed
Unleash the Archers and
so yeah, we missed 2 or 3 songs, right? And we caught the first one, then we went to go do it, and then we came back. And the next day we had to wake up early for the plane.
Our plan was to watch maybe 2 songs in bounds.
Our plan was to watch 2 or 3 songs to get
a feel,
the experience of a Myrath concert, because we didn't. I'm never gonna see them again. Right?
Don't say that. I mean,
I don't know if I'll ever see them again.
Or you don't know
it's
when.
It's a rare occurrence for North Americans.
Okay, fair enough.
And we wanted to get at least a feel of the band and of their performance before heading out, because of the early flight the next day. After the first 2 songs before we did the interview, I already knew in my mind, I'm like, I can't leave after a song after this. I need to watch the entire thing.
Was it the belly dancer that did it for you?
No, because that was after I already made the...
Okay, that was after already you made the decision.
That was already after I made the decision, especially because I wanted to see Believer, which was the closing track. Which is the closing track, and I'm like, I gotta stay. We gotta watch the entire thing, stay late. So
I don't regret it, though.
I do not regret it at all. I mean, an amazing performance.
Outstanding.
Amazing live performance when it comes to...
So captivating.
Yeah, when it comes to the stage presence itself, but also vocally and instrumental-wise.
Plus, do you realize that performance was the one that we were the closest to the stage?
Yes.
Because we were always really far back to get a nice angle and a nice shot.
But since we already got the angle from before...
From the opening track.
Exactly. We didn't have to do that, so we got closer, and it was... It was
really good.
It was a really good show.
By the way, there's no bad seat in that place, but...
No, that place, every seat is a really good seat.
It's a really good seat.
But yeah, so definitely them.
Outside of Myrath, who else?
Ad Infinitum, I mean, we saw the full set, and did not disappoint either.
Nope.
I'm trying to think.
I would have liked to see March on Versailles, part of that set list, but,
The Cryptex.
Dude, the Cryptex, they're the unsung heroes of this ProgPower. Yeah, let me tell you, John C. Reilly and the gang from Germany, I would go see those guys any fucking time they play.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking insane performance. Dudes, I discovered them because of ProgPower. All right, because I interviewed Milton for the channel, for our channel, and we talked about the Cryptex. And they reached out to me and asked us if we would check out one of their videos, which we did. And we had a good time doing that. But nothing prepared me for their performance. That, like, when you talk about live performance, go see their show. That is a live performance.
That is a live performance.
That is a live performance.
That is entertainment.
That's
sports entertainment.
That was the entertainment value was off the charts, and they were the band opening up the day.
Yeah, they did. They really did kick off the day on a good.
Shit, if you're showing up there tired from the previous. Two
days,
days, yeah. From the previous 2 days, they open up day 3. If you're showing up there tired from the previous 2 days, as I was, a little bit hangover as well, they give me enough energy to go to the after party on that day. Outstanding. Those guys, oh my God, so much fun.
Really good.
The funny thing is, I talked to a few people that had never heard of them, and after that performance, they couldn't stop talking about them, how entertaining they were.
Exactly. The entire crowd was laughing along, like... I mean, their frontman, John C. Reilly, he has such a
charisma.
He has such good charisma, but he has such a good stage presence.
He's a performer.
He is.
You know, like Bruce Dickinson is doing this tour thing where he reads his book that he wrote and whatever. I didn't pay money to go see that. I would pay money to go see this guy reading Bruce Dickinson's book. That I would pay money for.
Make it more
it probably would make it more entertainment. Or entertaining, I should say.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyhow, the Cryptex. I'm with you on that. Who else?
Were really good.
That's a surprise. If you said to me the Cryptex was going to be in the top performances of the festival before the festival, I'd say, you've been eating too many edibles. But anyways,
definitely another opener with Evil Invader. Definitely those guys.
Was Evil Invaders open? No, they were not.
They were not opening. Band. They were the second.
Poverty is No Crime was
Poverty is No Crime was before.
It was before them.
Sorry, but still, those guys. Insane. I mean, they gave
that was the first circle pit I saw in the festival.
The only circle pit I saw in the festival.
I think there was another one with another band. At least I heard.
I heard, but I didn't see it.
But I didn't see it. So if I didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Exactly. But those guys, I mean, it was something you did not get for the entire.
They were completely out of the pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no other band that.
There was no other band that even had an element of what they had, and they fucking took it. All of them looking like old '80s rock and roll stars.
Yeah, it's a mixture of 80s hair metal, the way they look, 80s hair metal with 80s thrash. Late 80s, early 90s thrash. It's a mixture of the two worlds coming together.
It looks like we just pulled them out of the past.
Oh, yeah. But I love that.
I love it, too. I mean,
because they totally rock it.
Like, yeah, exactly. But those guys, their performance...
Super nice guys, by the way.
Super nice guys. Performance-wise, off the chains, dude. I mean, these guys... They went hard in the paint.
I went hard in the paint with Joe and Joe from Evil Invaders and Grant from Unleash the Archers the day before, because they performed on day 4. But day 3 they were already there and they were hanging out. You had gone to the hotel to pick up some pills or something, and not the ones that make you feel big. It's the ones that you take.
Help your back.
Yeah. When I mean make you feel big, I also didn't mean those. But anyways, I got to hang out with them. We had some drinks and whatever. My God, man, fuck, it was a great time. I had a great fucking time. It was like it was just, just having fun, just with guys. Like, it wasn't like, it didn't feel like there was no egos, nothing. It's just a bunch of great guys just having a good time, having some drinks and talking stories and just shooting the shit. I had a fucking blast with Joe from Evil Invaders and Grant from Unleash the Archers. So Evil Invaders, I'm with you on that. What a performance too, fucking electric.
I mean, those guys were amazing. But also something that captured my mind, this was an actual opening band, Seven Kingdoms. And the burgers, the cheeseburgers.
She needs to get a sponsorship.
She needs a sponsorship.
Five Guys or whatever.
Something, yeah.
Something.
Some burger company needs
burger company needs to throw some money at her.
Exactly. I mean, the cheeseburgers were insane, but the music was also...
They're a great band.
It was a perfect band to, like... What the previous day didn't... the previous day, the opening band was...
Didn't have the Reticent.
The Reticent, yes.
They didn't have that energy.
I mean, they started off with Suicide Morning and stuff like that. It was more proggy and depressive. It's not a... they are a good band, but to start off the day, maybe not the greatest.
No, I think Seven Kingdoms should have opened day 1.
Definitely. Because
that's how you want to start. You want to start with a band that comes out guns blazing.
Exactly.
And they come out guns blazing. I've seen Seven Kingdoms 3 times in 2 months. Every single performance is always just I would go see those guys any day of the week, twice on Sunday. I honestly,
and you have,
and technically I have. So I love those guys. Now let me add a couple more to the picture that you're putting out here. There's obviously the classics, that bands that I've seen a million times before. They still deliver a great performance, and I'm talking about bands like Beast in Black and Camelot, even though both bands had some technical issues during their performances. But from those that I've seen multiple times, Battle Beast is the one that impressed me the most. This is perhaps the best ever performance that I've seen from that band live, and I've seen them multiple times, but that was for me the best ever performance by them by far. I want to mention a couple of other bands that I thought had really cool and really fun and energetic performances. One of them is the Halo Effect. I thought the Halo Effect had an incredible show. What they do on that stage, playing death metal at a prog power metal festival and still having the crowd that they had, speaks volumes to the quality of their music. And then the other band that I have to mention is Green Carnation, because they played 2 sets. They played a regular set on day 3, and then before day 4 started, they had a very private and intimate acoustic set that they played. I was invited by the festival to attend that, and I'm glad that I was, because it was phenomenal. It was an all-seated, small venue. Everybody was sitting down, packed, and they played some of their own material from their acoustic album, and they played a bunch of covers. Phenomenal. Those guys from Green Carnation are the shiznit. Those guys from Norway, very nice guys, super nice guys. I love those dudes. I love those dudes. So to see them twice in the same festival, acoustic and a regular set, to me, that definitely stands out as far as important moments. Now, maybe not necessarily, the least favorite moments, but I'm not a big prog guy, as most of you know. You're not a big prog guy.
No.
And I enjoyed bands like Vola, and I enjoyed bands like Caligula's Horse, but I felt both of those bands, their sets felt really long. Because for me, prog, I have to take it in small doses. So I can take 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, but an hour and a half, it feels a little bit too much for me. I'm sure people loved it.
I think Caligula's Horse was a good set, and it didn't feel that long, just because of his vocals. And
his vocals are phenomenal. I agree with you on that.
The way they are, that band, it didn't feel like it, because they kind of mold around his voice. I mean, we got to see Slow Violence live, fucking great song, and even better live. I think Vola had that problem, where I think their set, the length, I think they work better in maybe a 45-minute set,
Yeah, I agree.
Even an hour maybe, or a little bit less. Something like that works really good with that band, because they have a similar vibe to Caligula's Horse, where it's
vocally not as strong.
But it's vocally not as strong. Even though he has good vocals, it's just, the Caligula's, that guy's vocals are fucking different level. They go above even just prog vocals in general. They're just good.
Having
vocals.
said that, Vola is one of those bands that everybody
was talking about
them, and everybody loved. The people who love them.
Exactly,
and that's.
But
totally
I
cool.
totally understand why. I mean, the music wise and even chorus wise, because that's, for me, that's what makes it makes metalcore and prog, because prog verses are always all over the place musically, but everything always comes together in the chorus. And especially with Vola, everything always came together in the chorus with the vocals. And I thought, I actually enjoyed Vola more than what I thought I would. I thought they were that prog band that everyone was hyping, that I wasn't going to enjoy, because I'm not a huge prog fan, so I wasn't thinking about me enjoying it. But I did. They weren't that prototypical prog band that I'm not fully into. They always came to the occasion when it came to chorus wise. That always.
I just feel like it was a little bit too long in its tooth.
Exactly. I just think the set itself was too long.
And I think a good way to break that is to be more performative, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's part of their DNA.
It's
not who. They're not the Cryptex.
Exactly.
They're not gonna be rolling on the floor.
The Cryptex felt like it went by so quick.
It felt to me like it was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
15 minutes. I had such a great time.
I had an amazing time. And they were going balls to the wall. So, he was breathing in the mic because like you can tell he's out of breath after doing all that running and shit. But still, man, amazing set.
Before we go, one more band that I want to mention because it was my first time seeing them and I was blown away by their stage performance as well, and that was Visions of Atlantis. The dynamic on stage of that band is outstanding.
Yeah.
The jokes, the playing with one another, the way that they use...
The way they merge on stage. It's
the way they work with one another, that it is not just... They're not just playing songs.
They're a crew.
Yeah. But they're having a great time. And the fact that they're having a great time shows.
Exactly.
And that makes me have a great time. Like, the whole joke with the drumstick with the flute thing was funny, with the microphone cleaning the mic. Like, all of those things, if you watch them plenty of times and they always repeat the same shtick, okay, it's going to get boring. But for somebody like me watching them for the first time, I'm like, fuck, I love it.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
It's very entertaining.
Because a live performance by a band is not just about performing the songs. Because if you want to hear the songs, you can also hear them at home on your vinyl or your CD or whatever.
Sometimes they sound better.
Yeah, it's about the whole performance. You have to really create a performance.
Yeah.
And I thought Visions of Atlantis did a phenomenal job with that.
Definitely.
So definitely kudos to them.
So, some bands for next year? I just want to...
All right, so they announced for day one Angra as the headliner.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who the other band that they announced so far. But I think, in my humble opinion, I wasn't a fan of day 3 and day 4.
But day 2.
And I'm
day 2.
Amorphous is the headliner on day 3. I've seen Amorphous like a bunch of times, so that to me is like, hey, it's great, but like not exciting. I've seen them. Okay, Love Bites on day 3. It's a band that I'm sure a lot of people want to watch
just for them.
Oh yeah. Because it's Love Bites.
It's like a Myrath. It's like a
Myrath. It was like if they had Baby Metal there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
When are you seeing these guys?
Perfect example of Myrath.
They are like a Myrath, yeah. It's
from day 4. Believe it or not, the only band that I would be excited to see is the opener, Frozen Crown from Italy. That's kind of the only band that I like in that day. Those 2 days are too many prog. I'm not a big prog guy, so
yeah, they really over-progged it.
There's a lot of prog, not enough power.
There's not enough power
in those 2 days. But day 2.
Oh, day 2 is the juggernaut. Dude.
Day 2, like people were jizzing with every single band that got announced. I don't remember who the opening band on the day is, but that doesn't matter. North Tail is on it. They're the second band of the day. So they announced that. Oh, Soen is on day 3. Let me not forget Soen because they're a great band. North Tail with our good friend Bill Hudson is the second band of the day.
Yeah.
So that one is worth mentioning. Then I think I saw Scar Symmetry.
Yes,
Scar Symmetry is on that day.
Scar Symmetry, Leprous.
And this is in this order, I believe. Was like
I think there's in this order because Twilight Force was.
Before. Oh yeah. So it's North Tail, Twilight Force. Mm-hmm. There's a band before I can't remember, but North Tail, Twilight Force, Scar Symmetry and Twilight Force. I can't remember the order there.
Was after.
Yeah, Leprous, and then to close it all off, Dark Tranquility. Jesus is back.
Jesus is back in full
Jesus
effect.
is back. To me, it's the
which
strongest.
Also Halo Effect was fucking great.
I said that.
Yeah, no.
To me, day 2 is the best day of next year ProgPower, in my humble opinion. And if you judge by the reaction of the fans, I think the bands that got the biggest pop on day 3 and day 4 was Love Bites, Soen, and Pagan's Mind. Those were probably the 3 that got the biggest pops on those 2 days. Every band from North Tail got a big pop, but then when they say Scar Symmetry, Twilight Force, Leprous, and then Dark Tranquility, the place went nuts. They were chanting Milton. He's the promoter for that day. They were chanting his name. I didn't see that for day 3 or day 4. You know, I'm just saying.
Got the plug.
I'm just saying. He's connected with the youths. He knows what the youths love, and he's giving it to them. That day 2 is almost worth. It's definitely worth the price of admission, but it's almost worth spending $600 on a flight to Atlanta just to go see that performance and then fly right back.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, what a great fucking lineup on that day.
Dude, I'm waiting for more for day 1, because then maybe it's just worth for those 2 days.
Day 1, I can't remember what the second band that they announced, but the headliner is Angra, and that's a fucking great band too. That's a great band too. I mean, never seen them live. Never seen them live. So,
but that day 2 is crazy.
Dude, that day 2 is insane. It's insane. And they increased a band because this year they had 5 bands. Next year they're going to have 6 bands. So they're starting to go in line with day 3 and day 4. Day 1 and day 2 used to be a little bit like just a warm-ups to the big day 3 and day 4.
Selling out like
day 2 is going to sell out in a flash. In a flash. Day two is going to sell out quick. I mean, that's a great fucking lineup. All right. Anything else you want to add before we go?
No, I think we're good.
So, anyways, if you guys want to go to ProgPower USA 23, check out their social media. The tickets for day 3 and day 4 are going to go on sale in October. I believe in November is going to be day 2, and I'm not sure exactly when day 1 goes on sale. But go to their website or go to Facebook, find out all the details. If you've never been to Atlanta, it's a great city. You can go see the Coca-Cola Museum like we did. You can go to the aquarium, which is right across from the Coca-Cola Museum. You can go to a bar called Pours, where you have a bracelet and you flash it on the taps, and then you can just fucking pour yourself to death with beer and alcohol and all sorts of shit. I love them. My bracelets didn't work, so I got to drink all I wanted, and then I didn't pay for anything. So it was a great experience all around. On that note, guys, we'll see you next week with more stories, more content, more of the two of us.
See ya.